Hi guys, I'm Shalonda Phipps, aka the Adult Guidance Counselor. I am here to help you get out of that dull, boring, and stagnant job and helping you find a meaningful career. And so I just want to spend a few minutes telling you about my story and how I got started as a career coach. I started out, I had years of being in unsatisfying jobs and being stagnant and bored at jobs. And my stemmed from initially not knowing what I wanted to do when I graduated from high school. It used to be a joke. I would always say that I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I said that in my 20s and in my 30s. That was a little joke that I had. And I always felt like I was the only one that didn't have my career together. I felt like everybody knew what they wanted to be and they were doing it, but I was the only one, you know, that didn't know what they wanted to be when they grew up. And that's okay when you're in your early 20s or even in your mid 20s. But when you're approaching your late 20s and your 30s and your mid 30s, that can be embarrassing and frustrating. And so that's how I felt. And so I began taking careers where I was good at and I excelled at, but it wasn't where my heart was. It wasn't motivating me. It wasn't any fulfillment or satisfaction in what I was doing. And I had years of that. And so about every 2 years, I would leave a job because I didn't have a problem of recognizing my gifts and my talents and what I could do. Um, so I didn't have a problem with moving forward. So every 2 years, I would get this itch and I would just, find something else to do. Usually it was because of money, but I didn't have a problem with moving forward to something different. I wasn't scared of change. I wasn't scared um, to change environments, to have a new scenery or be around new people because I always wanted more. And so there was a time in my life I got laid off, and this was an opportunity for me to kind of revisit where I started at. And I started in college studying business management. I wanted to get a job in human resources, but I could never get my foot in the door because I had a degree, but I had no experience, and nobody would give me that chance. So I kind of revisited that, and I thought, do I want to go back into human resources and try to start again? Do I want to store where I am now? At the time, I was doing medical billing and collections. I really didn't know where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. And so I'm on unemployment. That ran out. I took a part-time retail job because I needed money coming in. And so I'm still looking for jobs. And I come across this job at a community college. Uh, Long story short, I got this part-time job. Um, and I loved it. I really loved it. I had no intentions of staying in that position as long as I did because I had no idea I was going to love it. That position started off part time. After so long, I told my boss, hey, I need something full time. I'm probably going to be gone the next fiscal year. So you're probably going to want to start looking for somebody. He made some calls and we were able to get the position made full time. And I stayed in that position about 8 years. And that was the longest I had ever stayed in a job. I was happy. I was working with students. It was meaningful. It was purposeful. But then I got bored and stagnant and started to become unfulfilled because I started realizing I still wasn't living up to my fullest potential. I felt stagnant. I felt stifled. I felt that my boss was intimidated by me or felt like maybe I wanted his position, but I didn't. And so I was like, okay, here we go again. I thought this would be the place that I would retire from, but I got that itch again to move forward. There was no room for advancement in my department. Start looking outside of my department. Had interviews, but nothing panned out because the politics and bureaucracy. applying for jobs, interviewing for jobs where they already had people in mind that they wanted to select. And so I wasted a lot of time on that. Finally, just to keep a long story short, I decided, you know what? God, there's got to be more. I cried out to God, said, there's got to be more. Lo and behold, saw a video, Danielle Winningham, and my life has not been the same since then. She helped me to really hone in what I was meant to do, what I was called to do, to stop hiding my gifts and my talents and share those with the world. And so for me, I had always known what my gift, what my spiritual gift was, and what my purpose was in the spiritual realm, but I didn't know how to incorporate that into a career. And so had always been the one who was the good listener. People came to me to talk to me. Friends and strangers really felt comfortable sharing with me and talking with me. And I've always been the good listener. That I knew, but I didn't know how to translate that into a career. And so here I am now. I'm a certified career coach. I'm helping others that are in unsatisfying jobs because I know what it's like to be in an unsatisfying job. I know what it's like um, not to live, that you're surviving, you're going through the motions. And so I know what it's like. Life is so precious and it's short and it's a gift. And so we should be thriving daily. We shouldn't just be surviving, you know, going through life like a robot, going to a job you don't hate. I'm here to tell you you have options and I want to help you. And I think that's my time.